Hi, welcome to my channel, Imperfect Woman of God. Today is going to be, I guess you would say, random thoughts today. Today I want to talk about the coronavirus and other things that I keep seeing popping up. Well, I wouldn't say popping up, but just where my point of view is on it on a biblical term, I guess you would say. I'm going to read, let me see. Second Chronicles chapter 17 verse 14. I had to look it up first. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I'll forgive their sins and heal their land. I believe that's what God is trying to do. He wants us to humble ourselves, get back in the presence of Him, and focus more on Him and not entertainment. What I mean by entertainment, the NBA, going out, partying, clubbing, shopping, things that we, in a way, are like habits, bad habits, where, in a way, where we lose focus on God because it's all about entertainment, food, having fun, woo, and, not saying being a follower of Christ isn't fun. I mean, sometimes it may not be due to the fact you might be doing something. God wants you to do something that's out of the ordinary that might not seem fun, but you can have fun without buying things and spending money, Also, people don't think about that also. But I live here in Atlanta, and people are like acting like it's a vacation in Atlanta. Especially, no offense to white people, because they're the main ones that I keep seeing outside. They have their dogs outside walking to go get food. Like, it's like they all. We have a thing called the belt line where you can walk and stuff, and it'd be like so many people on the belt line. Me personally, I'm not afraid of the virus, because I'm one of those people. If it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. So I'm not gonna sit there and be afraid and panic. Because when I was working, I was working at the stadium, and also that I was a cabin cleaner, and I'm literally in the airplanes cleaning stuff. I was around, I guess you would say, I was in the international planes where they were coming from Japan, China, or I guess you would say whatever you may say it's from, and I didn't get sick. So never be afraid, because I'm literally like, people are putting their lives out here cleaning airplanes, being nurses and everything, and they're not getting sick because it's not their time to go. God wants us to focus on Him. Everybody's in panic, like, oh, Here in Georgia, a lot of people are just not in panic, and I feel like a lot of people are not in panic because they have money. They have that security. I feel like, God has a way of taking things away, but some people still have a lot of money, so God can only do so much, right? But I would say God only can do so much. I guess for them, they feel like God can only do so much, and that they are God because they have the money and the security. That's what their God is. And that's what they call it, idols that are in your heart. I feel like that's what God's trying to tell us, that we all have idols in our hearts. We need to identify those idols. If that's entertainment, whatever that is, I'll make another video about that, because it seems like a lot of us have idols. Everything is focused on entertainment and money, and sometimes relationships can be in the way. People are marrying people they shouldn't marry. This lady, she had a vision where God was talking about that, how people are either marrying the wrong person, marrying too early, or marrying too late. Or they'll be with a person, but they're taking too long to marry that person. Or they have married the wrong person, God, and then how God is watching, how God is looking at us. He's letting us know He's watching us over America, that a lot of us are going to God and praying about getting a job and not going to Him and finding guidance through Him, as if a job, is somewhat of an idol in a way, or something that you really just need. Me personally, a job, all most jobs do is slave you just for money, and it says in the Bible, if a man is getting rich off of poor people, slaving them for money, that's wrong. They shouldn't be slaving us and working us for money for their selfish gain, because what they're doing now, they're chilling right now. We over here, we have to pay bills and rent, and a lot of people don't have the money and the funds for that. And it's like, again, that's a test also, because it's like, do you have enough faith to believe that God got you, or you're gonna take it in your own hands and try to like find another job, or I wouldn't say find another job, but just find another job or try to make a way by yourself without asking God, because you're gonna end up with another job that's never meant for end up with a job that God never wanted you to have, and then you'll be miserable again. That's what I've been going through personally. You don't want to keep, just for me personally, going to a job, not asking God, and then like you go there and be miserable and be like, what? Because me personally, the jobs I've worked hospitality jobs, I guess you would say, housekeeping and things like that, and I'm going to be honest, they slave you at these hospital jobs or hospitality jobs, anything to do where you have to be there every single day, and they only give you 2 days off. So you're literally working all day for this whole week, get 2 days off, and it's like those 2 days off don't really matter because you're like tired from working the whole like basically day of your life week. So it's like, for me, I'm very chill, but I am very blessed to be able to work. I'm very blessed with things I have, but it's like, why am I working so hard? I'm gonna be honest, I tell myself, why am I working so hard for things? Why am I working so hard just to pay rent when I'm not even home to enjoy the place I live, because I'm gone all day? I was working night shift, and it was crazy. So I literally didn't have a life. Doing this for like some months, like literally did I have a life? Like, it was so sad. Like, again, me choosing a job and not asking God, hey, is this the right job? Because I'm trying to hurry up and get a job, because I don't want to be, a burden on my mom, because I live with my mom. So I want to make sure I help her pay bills, and I don't want her, again, she works Uber, and again, most people would say that's a slave job also, because they give you so little money and you have to pick up so many people and there's so many miles on your car. But to me, a car depreciates over value, so a car is meaningless and means nothing anyway, right? So people want to make it seem like as if having a car, you're putting miles on the car, when in reality, as soon as you drive it off the lot, you're depreciating in value. Yes, I know a lot of stuff, because as you go through life, you learn stuff. And me personally, I know a lot of people are doing this right now, worrying and being anxious. God said, do not be anxious about what you eat, what you wear, what's on your body, because doesn't he feeds the birds, he feeds all these, why are we worried? I want to get to the point where I'm not even like being anxious, because I feel like I'm not worrying. It's more of an anxious thing. It's not a worrying, because I'm not really those people type of thing that worry about something that I have no control over. I do not care. I don't do that. But as people all over the world, we need to not be so anxious, and also to recognize what idols we are dealing with, to repent for having those idols in our heart, because I know a lot of us have these idols, and you cannot sit here and go to God and act as if you have nothing in your heart that's some type of idol. A lot of people like entertainment, you just soak it up, you like that NBA, you like that football, and you watch that every day. You could be spending time with God, and you're sitting here on a Sunday watching a game. You go to church, you get a word, but then you don't spend time with God. Once you get home, you just watch the game, or you do whatever you like, honestly, in your heart, and you go towards that without even thinking, and you find yourself going day after day, not spending time with God like you want to, because that job, which the world has made for us, jobs are like hindering and kind of distracting us from what we need to do, and God has taken those jobs away, so now we can focus on that. And a lot of people still ain't focusing on it, because again, they have these idols, and then they're anxious, and then they're worried about working and like how I'm gonna pay my bills. That's understandable. I get it, because you look at your bills and you realize, they say a lot of people are pushing their stuff back for 30 days, but it might affect your credit due to the fact that it's being pushed back. So a lot of people's credit might not be on point, but hey, at least you get to, wait until whatever, till it gets better, but like I tell people, I already know it's gonna get better, but at the same time, God is trying to give us a wake-up call, like, hey, I can take away all these things y'all care about. All this stuff we care about, God took away, and people still playing around, and people still not praying and reading their Bible. And then when it's too late and it gets to the end of times for real, and you're gonna know the signs if you read Revelations, and you're going to be like, when you start hearing trumpets and stuff, and you start seeing stuff, plagues and things like that going on, which people feel like right now this is a plague. But people also feel like it's a man-made virus that they made to try to depopulate the earth. And I feel like, yeah, I think it's some of that also too. They're trying to depopulate the earth. They're trying to hurt us also. But at the same time, you got to have some type of balance. You can't be so conspiracy. You can't be so into that. It does have something to do, because it's evil people on earth and people in higher places and a lot of darkness in this world, and they're trying their best to take as many people as they can to hell with them. And people not seeing it that way because you're so blinded and you're distracted by the cell phone, and the YouTube and the Hulu and the, NBA and the clubs and the drinking, all this darkness going around us, and you're not even seeing what they're doing. And people are right when you sleep. The devil likes to bother you while you sleep and put things in your mind and stuff like that, try to get you all, like what, try to scare you also, and you have to stay strong and mind your business. I mean, not I would say mind your business, but keep pushing in a way. Where it's like, I see what you did, okay, pray about it and be like, wow, you try to scare me, that's not right. So yeah, I feel like it's a spiritual warfare going on for a lot of people that are really rooted in God, and I feel like at some point, I know for sure, I'm going to be at that point where I'm going to be in that spiritual warfare. Oh, no, I feel like I've been through that already, but I want to get deeper with my relationship with the Lord also, so that I can be a blessing to others. And every day I'm recognizing what I'm doing wrong. And I feel like as people of God and people who do not know God, we need to recognize what we're doing wrong, want to fix it, and pray about it, be guided by the Holy Spirit. If you have to, like they say, you have to fast for a day or so, or just 2 days or something, whatever, fast for a day, miss one meal, eat one meal, and the rest of the day don't eat, or something like that. And because you have to slowly get into it, because you don't want to get, your head be hurting, you be like, ooh, all the bad foods we be eating. And pray and fast if you're really trying to get to whatever you're trying to get to. Or a lot of people want to hear an answer from God, but it's not going to be the answer you want, or it's not going to be the way we want that answer. As I see also, I'm learning. It's always going to be the opposite of, in a way, it's going to be totally different than what you think it's going to be, if you want God to give you an answer or something like that. A lot of us, we always ask God for an answer, but we already know the answer because we know what we're doing is wrong. You can't go to God and ask for something that has nothing to do with Him. It's all about you, and you're not glorifying God in any kind of way. It's kind of like, how you going to answer, like, God, can I get a job? That has nothing really to do with God. Actually, you're worrying and you're being anxious. So it's not really, and these jobs are not awesome out here. So let's not front and act like these jobs are just, woo, they're not awesome. They're just using us all for their own selfish gain. And now that they're taking it away, I think a lot of people need to, that's why God wants us to humble ourselves and realize that these jobs don't mean nothing. Like, seriously, people. A lot of people probably going to whole panic attack because their job has laid them off. That's a blessing, yeah. You have time to think and focus and get your mind straight and realize that these jobs are just something to do, to keep you going, of course, to pay bills and be caught up in this messed up system the world has made, these evil people have made to try to distract us and keep us away from God through these jobs, because they taking our all, our energy, and we tired and we go home and sleep. The devil knows what they doing. They have these people that are evil that serve Satan, know what they're doing. They're using all this stuff to distract us and push us away, but we don't have these distractions anymore. So now it's like giving us a chance to, get back on track. When you do go back to these jobs, these jobs won't matter so much to you. And that's all I gotta say. What?